We'll just read a psalm each day, and I'm going to read the psalm in the garden, and as I go through the psalm, maybe I'll comment on a few verses. So I figure I'll glance between this blossom pear of the pear tree, and who knows, maybe other flowers in the garden, and but also with the psalm open in front of me. So we're going to look at Psalm 116 today. You may find it useful yourself to have Psalm 116 open yourself, whatever way you feel is good. I love the Lord, for he heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy. Because he turned his ear to me, I will call on him as long as I live. We may not always feel that God hears our voice. In the ordinary moments, we may think, right, what's going to change here, or where's God, or what's happening? Is there anything different happening in this situation? But God hears our voice. It doesn't always mean that we're going to get some outrageous change of circumstances or an audible answer. But God hears our voice. He heard my voice. He heard my cry for mercy. Verse 3, the cords of death entangled me. The anguish of the grave came upon me. I was overcome by trouble and sorrow. Then I called on the name of the Lord. O Lord, save me. Now, we don't have to go into the detail of all the motivations that lie behind each psalm. Each psalm arises out of given circumstances, but there was some sort of danger in this setting, and so for many they will feel the threat of death and the darkness of it. And let's just bring that to God if that could possibly be the experience of anyone just considering this. But let's hear this great promise from verse 5. The Lord is gracious and righteous. Our God is full of compassion. The Lord is gracious and righteous. Our God is full of compassion. The Lord protects the simple-hearted. When I was in great need, he saved me. God just requires a simple heart. And by that I don't mean simple in a daft sense. Or this is recognizing that God just takes our hearts as we are, without a big sort of pretense or show. The Lord protects the simple-hearted, those who are clear in heart and who are just simple in their heart's desire for God and before him. 7. Be at rest once more, O my soul, for the Lord has been good to you. For you, O Lord, have delivered my soul from death, my eyes from tears, my feet from stumbling, that I may walk before the Lord in the land of the living. And verse 10. I believed, therefore I said, I am greatly afflicted, and in my dismay I said, all men are liars. How can I repay the Lord for all his goodness to me? I will lift up the cup of salvation and call on the name of the Lord. I will fulfill my vows to the Lord in the presence of all his people. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. O Lord, truly I am your servant. I am your maidservant, the son of your maidservant. I am your servant, the son of your maidservant. You have freed me from my chains. I will sacrifice a thank offering to you and call on the name of the Lord. I will fulfill my vows to the Lord in the presence of his people, in the courts of the house of the Lord, in your midst, O Jerusalem. Praise the Lord. I will sacrifice a thank offering. I will fulfill my vows in the presence of all his people. Let's just bring ourselves to God, and maybe the expressions of our praise this day, wherever we're at and however we're confined. God hears our prayers, and God hears our maybe expressions, our offerings, maybe even the simplicity of picking a flower and putting it in a little vase and just thanking God for the beauty of creation is an act of praise to God. God hears us and is with us.